Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
It's crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What up, you Christmas campers? It is your hat-wearing, carrot-nose-having, coal eyes having Alex Snowman. That was bad.
Alex Snowman. This is
Alex Toban. Alex
This is your
Snowman.
little wooden train, bicycle building, top spinning.
Do you rap presents?
Elf man.
Do you rap?
David Stokes. Oh, I'm so bad at rapping presents. It's gotten to the point that it's like an ongoing joke that I basically put the gift and I just crumple the paper around and I just tape it in circles.
You only rap spherical things?
No, that's what makes it even better. If it's bigger than like a shoebox, I'm pretty screwed.
Well, I was mainly asking not if you rap presents, but if David the elf. Like, do elves wrap presents?
I feel like that's a part of the department, but I feel like there's the builders and there's the rappers.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Do you think they have all chains on and stuff like that?
Little chains, yeah.
Do you think they only listen to, like, hip-hop in
That's
that room?
really funny.
It'd be good. It's cute.
That's
it's
adorable.
Cute. That would be... Anybody want to make a Christmas movie out there? That would be a really cute scene. And these are the builders, these are the rappers, and they're all just listening to hip-hop.
Or, no, hold on.
How
about this? They have the real rapping center, but there's one elf that doesn't feel like he belongs because he wants to be a freestyle rap battle god. Oh. And so the movie is about him finding himself in the streets of Harlem.
I like that. And, like he
trademark it. Can't take that.
He's like Eminem in 8 Mile, where like he always brings up his height, and he's like, I am short. I am a fucking elf. I do live with a toy up on my shelf.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, and he's got a little candy cane mic.
I think we're onto something. It's called...
DreamWorks, get at us.
It's called... How far is the North Pole?
Are you asking?
It's called That Many Miles.
Oh, I see. Instead of 8 Mile?
Instead of 8 Mile.
Okay.
Even though I know it's a street.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's fun.
But we're gonna we also want to talk about our past Christmas experiences, or at least I want to. I want to bring up some
sure.
My Christmases. I mean, I think we all have very similar Christmases in a sense. I don't think... I think people like to hide the fact that like their Christmases are perfect. Some Christmases are perfect, but like there's always some like dysfunction when you get like some of your relatives together and somebody says something and they're like, that was weird and racist. What was that? And you know what I mean? And like,
yeah, I feel like all my bad stories revolve around pets.
Well, I also wanted to talk about, I don't know what that's going to be about, but let me tell you this really quick. I remember this wasn't like a bad day or anything, but I was about like 8 years old, and I remember the movie Stuart Little had just come out. Great movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember the end credit song for that movie?
No.
It was Mambo Number 5 by Lou Bega.
Lou Bega.
Yeah, and the other one, that's the one that goes "Bah, bah, bah, a little bit of candy all the time." Yeah, if you guys don't know one.
Over and over again.
And then also "Hit Me Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears had come out. Those are big radio hits.
Yeah, big time.
And I remember on Christmas morning, I was unwrapping presents from Santa Claus, and I opened 2 presents. One was the Britney Spears CD, you know, the one on the cover where like she's kind of like sitting on the ground, like with her knees like kind of touching, and she's
very innocent.
Yeah, exactly. It was that one, and then the other one was a Lou Bega CD.
Yeah, I had that. I had the Lou Bega.
You had the
sure.
Lou Bega CD?
I might have had it on cassette tape, but yeah, I definitely had Lou Bega.
I could not name you one other Lou Bega song. But
I know there was one other cut on that album. There's one other good song on there, but I can't remember what it was called.
Before we fall down a bagel hole, a bagel hole. No, but basically, I remember opening both of those and then looking at them. My mom goes, "You like those? You like those because you like those songs, those songs on the radio." Mm-hmm. And I looked at her with like the most genuine look, and I said, "Mom, I think Santa got the wrong address." And my mom just, like, she's a really good sport about it. She's heartbreaking. She died laughing. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I was, like, so genuine. Like, I actually still believed at that time, and I still do. But, yeah, it was... And then the other time I also wanted to bring up is the fact that one Christmas I thought it would be funny if I got my brother, like, a gift card to, because he didn't know what he wanted, and I got him a gift card because we both agreed upon it. But I was like, let's have, like, a funny thing. I want to do something kind of funny. So I went outside, and there was like dog poo on the lawn, and I like put it in a baggie, and then I put it in a box, and then I put a bunch of rocks in the box to try to throw him off.
Yeah.
And he opened the box, and the shit wasn't exposed to the air or anything. It was in a Ziploc baggie. That's what I picked it up with. And my brother opens it, and he goes, "There's rocks." He feels it. He goes, "There's rocks in here." And I'm like, "Oh, open it." And he opens it. He's like, "Hey, there's rocks." And he's like, "What's this?" And he like looks inside, and he goes, "Is that dog poo?" And my dad goes, "You brought fucking shit into the house." I was old enough. I was like 15 at the time, and he was like mad. He was like,
it sounds like it wasn't the first time this happened.
You should have said, "Shit in the house again." And better not be human shit this time. And so he was not a fan. Yeah. And I said, "Dad, it's in a bag." And he goes, "I don't care. Go throw that away." What? Go, and he goes, "Go throw that outside. You do not put that inside." Yeah. It wasn't even our dog. We don't own a dog.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know where that poop came from.
So technically, I was doing the neighborhood a favor by picking up the shit someone else left.
People.
Yeah, pick up your own shit.
Yeah. By the way, I did look it up, and Lou Bega's second most listened to song on Spotify is...
It's the Disney version of Mambo Number 5.
No, but Mambo Number 5 did come in at number 4 again. So 2 out of 5 are Mambo Number 5.
That's how you know you have a one-hit wonder when your top 5 on Spotify are like that one, the remix to that one, and explicit version and a clean version. It's like, Jesus.
But yeah, so his second most listened to song is I Got a Girl.
I don't know that one.
I kind of vaguely remember it, but not enough to like call it back.
Yeah.
But I also want to point out that the 13th track on his album, A Little Bit of Mambo, is also called Mambo Mambo. So maybe it's just like Mambo Number 5 being played with a slight delay, so you just get a lot of mambo going.
It's Mambo Number 5 with a round where it's like row, row, row your boat, row, and the next
verse. That's what I'm saying. There's a little bit of a delay maybe, and it just keeps going.
So it's like...
That was 1999, by the way.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Man.
Lou, where you at, buddy?
Back.
He came out with a...
when CDs were still hot.
Looks like he came out with an album in 2013 called Free Again.
Was he in prison for all those years?
Track number 3 is titled Mommy is Hot.
Oh my God. But is it spelled M-A-M-I?
Nope.
M-O-M-M-Y?
Yeah. Ooh. It's hot.
Okay. Actually, that's worth a listen. For some reason, when I think of Lou Bega, I picture Santana.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He doesn't have hair. And then song number 13 on this album is also called Josephine's Jeans.
You guys have homework right now.
Yeah, you gotta listen up to Free Again by Lou Bega.
We need to bring Lou Bega back. Here's a great White Elephant gift. Go buy Lou Bega's newest album. Actually, White Elephant might have passed. I don't know when we're releasing this. Is this before Christmas? I don't know. It's probably.
I think we'll put this one on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Why not? We have the power.
Then you fucked up, okay? You should have bought Lou Bega's new CD, okay?
Yeah, it's too late. So maybe a New Year's gift by now. He also has a song called A Man Is Not a Woman.
He made that mistake too many times.
I also would like to point out real quick before we get off this Lou Bega train is that the album is called Free Again, but there's not a song titled Free Again, which I always feel like is a very, I feel like that's not a move that someone like Lou Bega would pull. Like, you're going to name the album after your big hit.
That's true, but I like it when it's not named after a song.
I do, but I don't understand. I understand when it's like, a good artist, not to to say that Lou Bega is a bad artist.
Well, I'm just saying, at this point, you really need to push that single, so you're going to name your album that single.
Exactly.
So if the single gets big, you're tricking people into looking at the album.
Yeah.
You type in Free Again. Oh, I got the album. I'll check out the album.
He probably released the single on a single one that came with 8 different versions of the single, and then he couldn't name the album after that because the single album was already named after it. Classic.
Yeah, Lou Bega's not creative enough where, he named a song Mambo Mambo and another song Mambo Number 5, and the album is called what? Mambo Number 5?
No, that album, hold on one second. That album was called A Little Bit of Mambo, and I feel like there's a lot of mambo going on.
Jesus Christ, that's what I'm saying. You would think you would have repeat names, so.
He also has a song called 1 + 1 = 2.
Shut the fuck up. Do you have a song called A Daddy Is Not a Mommy?
He does have the most expensive girl in the world.
I have to go and do a deep listen on this now.
Yeah.
Okay, but holy shit.
He also
that's
has,
great.
"Can I tickle you?"
Do you shut the fuck up? Those are really bad. Those are really bad.
What does tickle mean?
Tickle.
Maybe it's TICO.
I think tickle.
Oh, he has a cafe too. Lou's Cafe.
Okay, do you have
I'm
any?
closing. I'm closing Spotify. I'm not looking at any more Lou.
But
Bega.
do you have any good Christmas memories?
yeah.
You know.
I
What
think-
about animals? You said you abuse
Yeah.
animals.
Shit? These two stories could possibly wind up being considered animal abuse in a way.
Oh no.
I think it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. My sister loves building gingerbread houses, and so we all built gingerbread houses. So there's, hell, I think there might have been maybe 6 or 7, family plus other people, and we had them up on the table, and we thought they were out of reach, but
They never are.
the 2 labs found a way to knock down and eat all 7 gingerbread house cookies.
Oh my god! And there's like a bunch of candy and frosting all over them already.
Yeah, and like the fake frosting that's actually just glue.
And like chocolate. Is there chocolate on it?
Probably.
Oh, what happened to the dogs?
I think they just had real bad poops for a while, but they didn't kill them.
They didn't bring them to like the vet or anything.
I think we did, and they were fine.
Oh,
They
okay.
Labs will be labs. And
Yeah.
also another good one about one of our labs, Dexter, the anxiety crippling
no
dog who
Poor
like
guy.
can't handle anything. Someone gave him one of those like huge dog bones, and it was from like a butcher shop. Like it was like
I know which ones those are. Yeah.
and it gave him like the definition of explosive diarrhea, like as if he was having like a colonoscopy the next day. Like,
I've heard of that happening.
and so he sleeps in a little crate, like a wooden crate, in our room.
Wooden crate.
It's really fancy. I don't know, some pottery barn bullshit.
Was he a stowaway on a ship?
Probably. But so yeah, that's where he like sleeps, and I guess he just like filled it to the brim.
No. Sorry, I'm coughing too, but that is disgusting.
Yeah, he was
Poor
a half
guy.
chocolate lab after that.
Oh, poor guy. He was a chocolate dipped strawberries. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, so they usually don't have good
So
Christmases.
yeah. Just go hide in the bathroom. Go take a couple of shots.
Yeah.
Try to dodge the weird uncles or aunts that you have, and stick with the cool cousins. You know how it goes.
Yeah, all my cousins are cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
One of my cousins just got engaged.
Oh, congrats,
I
cousin.
don't think you listed, but congratulations, Darren.
Good job, Darren.
You did it, bud.
You afforded a ring.
You finally did it.
So, I guess in the what's the word I'm looking for?
The holiday spirit?
That's a perfect one. The continuing theme, I'm going to. I think both of our stories are going to be Christmas related.
A little holiday spirit.
Mine's a little less Christmas related, I think, than David's, but it's still very in the realm, I guess you could say.
Okay, it's in the ballpark.
Yeah, you can ballpark it. So I guess, let's just get into these stories. Today I will be discussing people dying. That is not very Christmas related, but these people died in a certain place that is very Christmas related.
Too much Christmas spirit?
No, it's not the North Pole.
Oh.
No, it's not a toy store.
Is it big giant bag of toys?
It's not in a big giant bag of toys.
Did it get run over by a reindeer?
No, it is in a chimney.
Oh.
So, I'll jump into this, and I'll give you a little brief background. But although people dying in chimneys is fairly rare in the modern age, these deaths were once commonplace. Throughout the 1800s, chimneys were almost exclusively swept by young men and even small boys because they could fit inside.
Yep.
It was not uncommon for young boys to get trapped in particularly narrow chimneys, often leading to their death. In one example, a young boy became trapped when others called to him. He simply said, this is so sad, he simply said, "I cannot come up, master. I must die here." His prediction came... his very morbid... That's a very not emotional kid. Because I would have been losing it.
He sounds almost excited about it.
Yeah, I made him sound excited about it, but he's like, "I must die here." So his prediction did come true because he was not rescued in time. It is also worth noting that the term "stuck" may actually come with chimney sweeps who got trapped and died. The term for "stuck" did not really appear in the context of becoming did not really appear in the context of becoming wedged in a place until 1885 after chimney sweeps had already used it. So they believe that's where the actual term came from, like, I'm stuck.
It's a little kid that couldn't pronounce fuck.
I'm fucked. I must die here.
What did you say? Did you say you're stuck?
He's like, no. Please help kill me.
He keeps saying he's stuck. I don't know what that means. What is this word?
No, so now most people would think that if you yelled long enough, that someone would come and like tear open the chimney brick by brick until you're saved. Yeah, it would take some time, but you wouldn't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the cost of taking apart a chimney
yeah,
to
the
a small
cost.
child. Yeah.
He's like, Bill, we're not taking apart the chimney. You got stuck last week. We rebuilt the chimney. You're fucking dying, okay? Because we can't afford it.
It'll cost me $5. You're dying, boy.
$5 is like $1 million back then.
Yeah, probably.
Did you know that?
That'd be sick.
So, but the problem is not taking apart the chimney due to cost or even time. The problem was that when people go into chimneys, they go in trying to become as narrow as possible, meaning that they usually put their arms above their head, pinching their chest right against the stone, like they're going in like a what do you call it, like a pencil dive? They're making a point with their hands and they're going in feet first for the most part.
Yeah.
So that means with every exhale, you fall deeper into the hole, and then you can't expand your chest back out.
Yeah.
And people usually die from a thing called positional asphyxiation.
Like you did the guy that was spelunking.
Yeah, in the cave.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah, so that's how most people end up dying in these. You could go in different ways. Like some people try to go like I don't know. It's usually legs first, but I'm going to read you some of...
So you're going to go ahead and say most people die from getting stuck, not just falling straight through and landing.
Well, no, most people die from suffocation, not like starvation. I mean, there will be some stories in here where we don't technically know how they died because they were missing for so long.
Oof.
So let's get into it.
Right.
So here's the first story. I call this Skull on the Bank. So Calvin Wilson went missing from Jackson, Mississippi in 1985 while he was walking home from his local job at the oil field. His family searched for him, but he was nowhere to be found, and a year later, police officers found a skull on the banks of the Mississippi. This was assumed to be Wilson's, even though it was never confirmed and the family never had a memorial service. The case, however, was not quite closed, because 15 years later, in Natchez, Mississippi, masons repairing a building came across human remains in a chimney. DNA evidence later revealed that the body was that of Calvin Wilson's. Police changed their original theory and began to look into what happened to Wilson at the location, and they eventually concluded that he tried to rob a gift shop and became stuck in the chimney.
So we're not just talking about chimney sweepers. We're talking about thieves.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of these people who end up dying in chimneys are people who are trying to steal from the place.
Yeah, there's no lock on the chimney.
Yeah, it's usually either adult criminals or children who are curious.
Yeah.
What's so funny? I can't say adult criminal or child criminals maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what these children's intentions are.
It's true.
But here is another one that is actually more localized. It's actually from Hollywood. We're in Hollywood now. We're Hollywood kids.
Okay.
So, and it's also having to do with a PCP. Angel dust.
We got good shit out here.
Yeah, apparently. I've never seen it, but PCP kind of seems like a mythical drug. Like I don't know anyone who's like ever seen PCP or done PCP.
I don't know what it looks like. No,
me neither. I was just hear like, oh, you take PCP, you could lift up a car. Everyone always says that. That's like, or like break out of handcuffs.
And honestly, it just makes me want to take PCP.
My car has been not parallel parking as good as I wanted to. I wish I could just like
take a little bump or something and
boom,
move your car. Boom.
Throw the bumper right into against the curb.
Just a little one. You'll be good in like a few days.
If you live in like San Francisco, if you live like in any downtown area, I
gotta get my Ford F-150 into that spot.
Yeah, or just like bring it with you. Pick up the car. You know, walk into the office. Yeah. Like people do it with their bikes. Yeah, do it with the car. So sometimes police really have no idea why someone climbs into a chimney in the first place. And in 1978, a resident of Hollywood Hills in Los Angeles started to notice an odd odor. That is a common theme.
Yeah?
An odd odor. He
Not
noticed,
a good sign.
yeah, he noticed an odd odor in his home coming from the fireplace and decided to hire a chimney sweep. I didn't know they still existed, to tell you the truth, especially in Los Angeles where it's so damn hot all the time. I feel like no one starts a fire.
Yeah.
When the sweep checked the chimney, he found a rotting corpse wedged in the opening. He's
Awesome.
like, "You gotta clean this more often." Police later removed the body, but no one was sure if the case was attempted robbery or something else. They also had no idea how long the body was there, and police speculated that the man had gotten high on angel dust, PCP, and climbed in before getting stuck.
So angel dust is BCP.
Yes.
So that's probably in a dust form.
What?
We were saying we didn't know what it looked like, so if it's
Oh.
angel dust, it must come in like a dust form.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Have you seen the movie with Denzel Washington called, oh my god, Ethan Hawke, Training Day?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago.
Do you remember when he gives him the blunt to hit, and he's like the bad cop, and Ethan Hawke's the rookie cop, and he hands him. I'm not gonna say it verbatim because he says a lot of shit in that movie, but he's like, "Hey, take a hit of this," and Ethan Hawke's like, "No," and he's like, "Yeah, take this," and he smokes it, and he goes, "I didn't know you like to get wet," and he's like, Ethan Hawke's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you smoke angel dust, PCP." So he laced the blunt with like PCP. So I guess it is powder form, right?
Yeah.
So
Sprinkle it on there.
it was in LA at one time. I mean, because that movie takes place in LA, so
Okay.
maybe it was super big in 1978 to whenever that movie came out.
Yeah, possibility.
Might have fell off now. This one I call Two in the Chimney. I always have these fun little names for them.
That
you
is
know?
fun.
I'm making.
You put a lot more effort into this than I do.
Well, no, it's just like. So this one says it is not clear how William Hiddle and Harriet Virtue died in 1928. So this is a long time ago, in Ballarat, Australia. But their bodies were not found in a chimney. The little girl was only 9. Wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry. They were both found in a chimney. I said, it looked like not to me. They're both found in a chimney. Why did I say that? Sorry, guys. The little girl was only 9 and had been very friendly with this 19-year-old boy, Hiddle. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. Stop there, okay? They were just friends. The two had gone for a walk and never returned. 4 months later, Hiddle's father noticed a strong smell coming from the chimney in the family home. Surprise, surprise. I bet that kid got so much shit. There was like that kid. That kid killed that girl, or he kidnapped her, or they ran away together. And,
So they probably painted him like he's a villain.
Yeah, exactly. Which he might actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, let's finish the story real quick. Upon investigating with a friend, he discovered both the bodies were in the chimney. How Hiddle and Virtue died, however, has never been fully uncovered. Police theorize that Hiddle may have gotten the girl into the small crawl space attached to the chimney and then poisoned her and possibly himself. Apparently, the girl's father had been very abusive and was serving a 1-year sentence for crimes against his own daughter, so it is possible Hiddle poisoned Virtue to spare her from more pain, which is really sad.
Yeah, well, that's why you just run away.
I don't know. I think, like...
There's better options, man.
I don't know. Kids, like, it's kind of, like, romanticized. I don't know. It's not good, but it's also 1928, so it's
Damn
like...
kids reading Romeo and Juliet.
No, that was out in 1928, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't even know what they... It's all speculation, too. I mean...
Yeah.
You know, it's... I don't even think in 1928 they were testing blood or anything like that to see what was... They could just open up a
They were
stomach.
just tasting it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, they just cut some... Back in the day of, like... They just, like, cut somebody open, and if there was, like, a rock in there, he's like, he died of choking on a rock.
Yeah.
And then, like, if there's, like,
I eat
liquid...
rocks all the time.
If there's, like, liquid... It has to be, like, something solid. It can't just be, like, liquid. He's like, if it's not green liquid...
It's milk.
Every green liquid is poison. He's like, he drank poison.
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, he's
It's
just like...
It's just a green smoothie.
He's like, I think he died from me cutting him open. He's like, no, he's already
He
dead.
screamed a lot.
I was like, stop, I'm trying to find the poison. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like it has to be something, like, tangible in there for them to be like, oh, yeah, there's a bullet in him. Yeah, he got shot, you know?
Yeah, maybe he had a little vial on him.
Yeah. I'm really talking shit about early doctors and coroners, but
What are they going to do about it?
I'm gonna cut you open. so I called this next one. I have two more. So this next one is called "Burned in a Chimney."
I wonder how this one ends.
So this one was actually Santa Claus. Okay.
Oh, okay. Is that why I stopped getting presents a few years ago?
That's because you've been naughty. That's such a weird. I don't like that word at
Naughty?
all. I think we as people have ruined that word naughty. You know, be like, be naughty or nice. And now everyone's like, you naughty, and you're like,
ooh, you naughty?
No one's like, ooh, you nice.
Ooh, you nice.
We sexualize naughty too much, and I don't know if it used to be like that back in the day, but
yeah,
you know,
I hope so.
Oh,
it all starts somewhere.
Me too. So, burned in a chimney. In 2015, in Huron, California, a homeowner came home after a long day of work and decided to light a fire, which, you know, normal. The fire had only been lit a few minutes before he heard shouting coming from the chimney. A burglar had climbed into the chimney that Friday, but had gotten stuck part way down. Realizing something was terribly wrong, because your chimney usually doesn't scream that much, a little bit, but realizing something was really wrong, the homeowner rushed to put out the fire, filling the room up with smoke and the chimney.
Yeah, because it's blocked.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's probably still got some smoke up in between his chest and but he called the police, and the fire department rushed to the scene, and they tried to dismantle the fireplace, like we said, in time. Yeah. And the burglar was even reportedly responsive when they arrived, but it was still too late, and he died before they could pull him out. So usually it's just like you can't breathe, you slowly pass out, I think.
Yeah.
He wasn't really burned, but I mean, there's 2 minutes of...
It was a little toasty.
He had a...
Light toast?
Yeah, hot feet. He had hot feet.
Yeah.
So, probably a shitty way to die of claustrophobia and half your body being burned.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
So, another really fun fact today. I mentioned that my stories were going to be about chimneys today, and one of my friends from work, Melissa, shout out Melissa if you're listening. She loves the podcast, active
Big listener, huh?
Big listener. She's great. And she's always talking to me about witches and ghosts and all that stuff.
I like it.
It's really fun. And she told me, she's like, oh my God, when I don't know if she was younger or if it was like, I don't know if she was like really little or it was like a teenager, but she said that when she was growing up, they had a Christmas and everyone was singing Christmas carols, everyone was hanging out, having a good time, and they had a fire going. And then all of a sudden, she said she heard, and she made this noise. It was so much, she was like, it was like fucking crazy, she said. She's like, and she didn't even say like a high pitched noise. She made the noise, and it was so good. And apparently,
family raccoons?
No, a squirrel had fallen down the chimney into the fire, and they had to put up the gate because if they couldn't let the on fire squirrel out.
Yeah, because it set everything else on fire.
Exactly. So they're just sitting there, like watching the squirrel.
Harry Krampus.
Like, oh my God. And she's like he died really quick, and then we literally just like shoveled out a little charred corpse of a squirrel, and then apparently her dad froze, and I kept saying, squirrels roasting on an open fire. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, her dad sounds like a fun time, you know? So I did appreciate that story. I thought that was crazy and very strange. So thank you, Melissa. I had to throw that one in there. You give me another little hometown hit. So this last one is about a 14-year-old boy named Robert Thompson. I thought this was pretty interesting. There are a few cases where it's uncertain whether a person died in a chimney or if they are put there after their death. The case of 14-year-old Robert Thompson falls into that category. When he went missing in 1977, he was originally assumed to be a runaway. However, in 2005, an 11-year-old discovered his remains in the chimney of an abandoned building in South Los Angeles. She had climbed on the roof to retrieve a soccer ball. Good kicker, that's a get on the roof. It's pretty good.
Wow.
11 years old.
Or she's really bad.
Or, yeah, super bad. And upon peeking into the chimney, have you ever peeked into a chimney on top of a roof?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I have too, but usually now they have like the guards where I think they're a little bit more wary about people falling into them. And
yeah, it makes sense. Why not?
Yeah, so they always usually have those, but I used to like try to, like, if I was on a roof, I'm like, oh, let go of the chimney.
You'd always poop in them?
I've never pooped in it, but hold out your stocking, kids. So, after she peeked into the chimney, she saw a skull, which is...
Good thing to see.
It's kind of like something that you're like, oh, that'd be cool if that was down there, and then you see it, and you're like, this isn't cool anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
the fun's gone.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, it's like the Goonies, and then you're like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Just
They almost
fighting a
got
bunch of
murdered
corpses.
multiple times.
Yeah.
So she saw skull, and later DNA tests confirmed the body was Thompson. It had been over 2 decades since he had gone missing, and the family members had written books about the case, blaming police for not taking his disappearance more seriously. Police initially ruled he'd become stuck in that chimney and died there, but that wasn't the end of the story. The cause of death is still uncertain, but some investigators, family members, and amateur sleuths have theorized murder. There have even been suggestions that convicted child rapist Theodoric Smith, I don't know who that is, Theodoric Smith.
And maybe we'll have to cover him or something.
They thought that he may be the culprit, but so far no arrests have been made, because over 2 decades it's really, really hard to, like,
Yeah.
he's just bones, like, unless there's knife marks on the bones,
Yeah.
then
He's just bones now. He's just bones.
he's big bones.
He's just a bone boy.
Do you think a big bird of prey picked him up and then dropped him in there?
Oh, you know those California condors.
The stork was like, I thought he was a baby. I went to
usually
go.
small.
They drop babies in, like, cartoons. They stork flies overhead and
Yeah.
drops a baby in a chimney.
That's not a good idea.
Fucked up. But the babies are actually maybe the only ones that can fit the chimney.
That's true.
But so, like I said, so far no arrests have been made in relation to the discovery, but Thompson family members continue the search for answers. And here is the kicker I will end this with. What day did he go missing? Christmas Eve.
Oh, my.
So do you think that maybe he was trying to do like a Santa Claus thing?
A little routine.
See, this is the problem with fairy tales, okay? You really, you set out this unrealistic standard of people sliding underneath cracks of doors, going through chimneys, eating 55 million cookies in one night.
And 84 billion gallons of milk.
That's how you die. You set unrealistic expectations. Kids go try this stuff, try to eat 55 million cookies and try to get around the world in one night.
Can't even do that in a lifetime.
Can't do it, you know? So just be wary of what you read your kids,
Yeah.
okay? Harry Potter is full of witches, okay?
Yeah, that's the devil's work.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come to my house this Christmas, I'm going to have a Harry Potter book burning.
Ooh, that'll be beautiful at night.
I mean, it's going to be in my chimney.
Oh.
Hopefully no wizards are up there screaming in my chimney.
I feel like there's a part where a wizard goes down a chimney in those movies.
Probably. I mean, I know that they
It's a safe bet.
walk up to brick walls and they move. And
Yeah.
I like the movies. I haven't read the books. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of Harry Potter fans are like,
I don't think I've ever read a book.
That's true. A lot of Harry Potter
Harry
fans.
Potter Party?
Potter fans are the persons to the peoples. You know.
Yeah, we know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So, I'm sorry I didn't read the books, but the movies were good. I liked them. But yeah.
You can almost call those Christmas movies. There's like the snowy scenes in the giant hall.
I think like every single one, because it's supposed to take over, a
Winter
semester.
break and
so,
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they always
And
have...
Harry's got nowhere to go. He just has to hang out with Dumbledore.
Do you want to go back to your fat family, Harry?
I'll have to sleep underneath the stairs. What's the fat brother's name? The fat cousin's name?
Oh,
Quigley.
No, that's the talking dog movie with Gary Busey.
Swiggly. It's something like that.
No, it's a real name.
His
Are you
name
Googling
is
it?
Fat Cousin. Fat Cousin and Harry. Oh, it came up. They know who I'm talking about. His name is Fat Suit. No.
Who is Harry's cousin? Who is Harry's cousin?
Oh, Dudley.
Dudley.
I was close with Quigley.
Yeah, you got part of it.
They're like, Dudley, he keeps shoving food underneath the door, but he's already chewed it. I don't know.
Just chicken bones.
Yeah, so Dudley, piece of shit.
Fuck you, Dudley.
No, he's
I hope
probably
that Dementor fucked you up good.
actor, but because yeah, like I said, all these good actors out there, like Joffrey Baratheon. You know, if you're
he quit acting.
yeah, but if you're a good actor and you're a villain and people hate you, that means you're a good actor.
Yep.
So Shouts out to... He's probably listening, so...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Dudley.
What's up, Jack? Oh, Dudley.
Yeah. Or Jackie Gleason. Jack Gleason,
yeah.
Not the... Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
All right.
Before we get more into fat cousins.
Well, you know what they say. You can't do a creepy story episode about the holidays without Big Daddy Krampus.
Is he a fat cousin?
He could... I mean, he might be, like, someone's fat cousin.
Maybe.
Everybody's got that.
No, Santa's the fat cousin of Krampus.
True. So in Central European folklore, they had a feller named Krampus.
I've heard of him.
Yes. I know Krampus is a well-known character, but there's still some people who are unaware of his creepiness, and this is for those people.
I know what his general idea is, but I don't know like details about him. I know they made a movie, and he's like a big dude.
So, I mean, I'll get into it later.
Horse or something.
The issue with the research on Krampus is that, like, basically every, country has their own thing going, so I couldn't really, like, find, like, a solid, like, straight out, like, that's exactly what it, like, nothing's really written in
That's
stone.
what happens when you have folklore that's that old, you know?
Yeah. So, Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic, which means, like, you know, they stand on their hind legs, like, not on all fours, so it's like a human.
Mm-hmm.
So he's half goat, half demon, who is covered in fur, usually brown or black, massive hooves, and an extremely long tongue that rolls out of his mouth and then reveals his giant fangs.
Ooh, why do goats get such a bad rep?
I feel like there is a good. I don't remember what it was, but they definitely have a connection with
the devil,
Mr. Satan.
Yeah, because I mean I've seen many movies where the
witch.
Yeah. Black Tom, what's his name? Little goat.
Yeah,
they're like Black Tom. He's a devil.
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie. But yeah, poor goats, and they sacrifice them so much too.
Yeah, that might be part of it.
Yeah, they also sacrifice sheep a lot, but sheep are kind of seen as like more in like a good light.
The innocent.
Yeah,
maybe that's part of it. It's like kind of like the light and the dark.
Like sheep are Santa Claus, goats are Krampus.
Yeah.
They're like close, but one's like seen as like
there's like the Lamb of God and everything like
Unless
that.
you're a black sheep,
yeah.
Then you're like an outsider. You know?
Yeah, true.
So
Kramp also had chains attached to his body to symbolize his connection to the devil.
Well, Santa bought up all the bells, so you got to make a jingle jangle somewhere.
Well, he actually is sometimes depicted with like a pole, like a stick that has bells on it that he like hits kids with.
Oh, see, you don't want those kind of bells. Take the At that point, you're like, "Oh, Krampus, why don't you have bells?" And he's like, "I do on this stick," and they're like, "Take the bells off."
Yeah. So another part of the chains is also just because the fact he loves to thrash them around to make a dramatic effect. Kids love chains. What can you say? He's a people pleaser.
How are the
chains?
chains?
He's got love for the cinematics.
He does. He's a showman for sure.
For sure.
But he wears the chains to represent the devil because like he's like chained.
He's bound.
Up.
He's bound by the chains. He's held down and
he like broke out. It shows that he's a kind of a wild beast.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a nasty looking monster.
He's from hell.
Yeah, I think I never really said he was from hell. He's just associated with. Like,
okay.
He's a person. He's a thing of like the devil. I don't know if he ever like lived in hell.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
So he's basically the opposite of Santa. Instead of Santa Claus, who gives gifts to the good boys and girls, Krampus will straight fuck up the kids on the naughty list.
Naughty.
So yeah, it's a story. It's not a story of like
he's ruining it. He has chains, and he's like, "You're naughty," and you're like, "God, gross, Krampus! You're grossing me out, man."
Yeah. So it's not a story of be a good boy, Tommy, and Santa will bring you a bike. It's a story of be a good boy, Tommy, or Krampus will fuck your ass up, son.
It's like positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement.
Yeah, you know, some of those Eastern European places are a little more, more dark and grim. They're not going to, do the lighter side of things.
They cut off your fingers if you suck your thumbs too long. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
they use fear as a motivator, which is it works.
They'll say if you suck your thumb too long, you'll lose it, and snip, snip. There goes your thumb. No more Game Boy for you.
Who has no thumbs? This guy. Oh, can't do that. This guy.
I got what you're doing.
You saw that.
But so, where does Big Daddy Kramp come from? There's no, like I was saying, there's no cement answer to his origins, but there's strong beliefs on where this all started. In 1958, a writer, Maurice Bruce, wrote, and these are quotes, "There seems to be little doubt as to his true identity, for in no other form is the full regalia of the horned god of the witches so well preserved.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's basically just saying that, like, there's no true identity to him, but it's like a general, like, everybody has him kind of thing. It's like...
Okay.
The birch, apart from its phallic significance...
He's like, you've been naughty.
Yes, may have a connection with the initiation rite of certain witch covens.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like kind of like a fraternity or sorority more fraternity where you're getting whipped with the stick to join?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rites which entailed binding and scourging as a form of mock death.
Oh, so like enough pain to like feel like you're dying, but like you're not.
Yeah,
really
so he's
dying.
in like agony.
It's like you've reached death. Is scourging? Is that
It's
branding?
like fire.
Is
Yeah,
that branding somebody?
Kind of like that.
Or just like putting them near fire or like over fire. I mean, there's fire involved.
Yeah, there's definitely fire.
This is
involved.
gonna hurt like a bitch.
The chains could have been introduced in a Christian attempt to, quote, bind the devil, but again, they could be a remnant of a pagan initiation rites.
Okay.
So that's just kind of breaking down all the weird shit that he's got going on with him, and like maybe some of the connections that people
Like,
could put.
Build a folklore, you know?
Yeah.
Like where'd they come from? You
Yeah.
know? Okay.
So the Cramp Daddy has been a persistent figure in the Christmas time festivities for centuries, and by the 17th century, King Cramp Daddy was officially incorporated into the Christian winter celebrations, pairing him with Saint Nicholas like a yin-yang kind of deal.
So this is... Okay, so he was kind of like Santa was always there, and then they're like, hey, why don't we throw this guy in there just to like really solidify that these kids are going to be acting good?
Yeah, you can't have God without the devil.
That's true.
So, but not everybody is a fan of Daddy Cramp.
Like the kids, I think the naughty kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but we'll get into it. I, for one, was caught very off guard in my first Cramp Daddy sighting in the wild. So I lived in Prague for a couple months.
You saw Krampus?
I saw Krampus so I lived in Prague for a couple months, and it was during the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember enjoying the laws of being able to drink alcohol anywhere you really wanted to, like out on the streets.
That's very Nazi behavior.
And that's when I came face to face with the giant goat monster on stilts running around on the cobblestone with a giant stick of bells and like a plant like whipping at people.
Ooh.
And he saw me sipping my mulled wine, and he came running right over and gave me his business.
He gave you a nice whap.
He didn't
thwap.
He kind of he never really actually, I don't think he actually like hit me, but like
What?
it was kind of like one of those like
You're telling me a performer at a local street fair is not allowed to just
hit me with a stick. I mean, it is the Czech Republic, so who knows? But yeah, no, they had this guy on a huge, like, he had stilts, and so he was super tall, and he had like this big furry thing. He had the big hooves.
I also saw Krampus at Universal Horror Nights.
Yeah, so there was one there too. It was pretty similar to that, but like
Okay.
I had never heard of Krampus at this time.
Oh, so you're just like,
I was like, what the fuck is the goat guy? And why is he doing
is he
this?
supposed to be happy?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Am I supposed to be happy? Am I supposed to be sad? What's happening here?
Why is it always cooler? Like, why is the bad stuff always cooler though? Like the
it's
evil
naughty.
things. It's like, yeah, maybe because
It's naughty.
Santa's like kind of not cool, but
He's a
like
nerd.
Krampus is like, oh, what's up? Like,
Yeah, what, you make toys, nerd?
he's like, you want some chains? You want some chains? I drive a BMX bike. I got a sweet chain on my bike.
I bet he's got a BMX bike.
He does wicked bunny hops.
Yep. In 1923, after an election in Austria, the Krampus tradition was prohibited by the Adolphus regime.
Regime.
God damn it.
Regime.
Regime 99. Under the Fatherland's Front and the Christian Social Party. And in 1950, the government had distributed pamphlets, and I'm going to call it propaganda because it read in all capitals, Krampus is an evil man, which
He's not a man.
isn't exactly false, though, because he was supposed to be evil. That was like the whole point of him. But like, come on.
They're fucking it up on two planes. They're like, he's
Yeah.
not a man, and we know he's evil. That's why we made him.
Yeah, come on. So yeah, it wasn't really until more recent years that Cramp Daddy 5000 started to reemerge as an icon.
It's kind of weird though, because it's kind of like he's basically the same thing as like the devil on like a very less harmful,
Festive way.
He still probably kidnaps you and kills you. Didn't he like throw kids in a sack and like takes them off? You know?
Yeah.
But like
Depending on where you are.
But like the devil's obviously like top guy in that evil realm, but it's kind of bullshit because there's like that's basically the same thing as the devil, and they're like, no Krampus, and you're like, the purpose of Krampus is to like scare people and
set the balance.
They're like, no, we'll keep the devil, but no Krampus.
You need the balance.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So, aside from being a giant goat man who occasionally carries branches to smack kids with, I think Cramp Daddy sounds like a sick person to party with. Because instead of that lame-ass milk and cookies you leave for Santa, people offer schnapps to Krampus during the event called Krampus Loaf.
Krampus loaf.
Yes.
It's my favorite to eat.
Yes, he loves the booze.
Oh, wow, okay. Peppermint schnapps, you said?
No, anytime.
Just
Anytime.
schnapps?
I think he prefers fruit schnapps, not like peppermint, but he likes like
Because like goats like to eat fruit and stuff.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
I don't know. It makes sense.
That's a good
right?
connection.
Wow. So
Yeah.
Krampus likes to party.
Yeah, and so it seems like every European country kind of has their own way of celebrating this naughty goat man, but he's still a newer addition to the Northern America like areas. As he creeps his way into our pop culture, as in a 2015 movie. You know, did you ever see that one?
I saw that movie.
Yeah, starring Adam Scott and your favorite David Koechner.
Kettner.
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 It was a bad movie.
It was a very bad movie.
Yeah.
It was. There were certain parts of that movie that were very fun.
Oh yeah, real fun.
Like the monsters were cool, but like the ending was so lame, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, are you serious? Like, I feel
Not
like
a
they
good way to
killed
end
people
it.
off willy nilly because they had like way too many people.
Yeah.
And even like the kills were not like that great. They just like pull somebody into the snow, and you're like, I want to see them get their head cut off. But it was
Yeah,
like
I'm
PG-13
watching this for
or
the
whatever.
violence.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, they tried. Krampus looked really cool.
Yeah, they did a good job of the design.
Yeah, all the monsters are really cool looking.
Yeah.
But just go in knowing it's bad, and you'll have a good time.
Yeah. So as King Cramp Daddy 5000 becomes more involved in Christmas spirit, especially in America, you better keep your mouth clean and not talk shit on this naughty but sexy goat man, or else you might hear the stomping of hooves and the rattling of chains on your own roof.
Oh,
this
that's
holidays.
just my ex-wife.
God damn it, Sharon. Will you just fucking leave him alone?
Got cloven hooves and smells of sulfur. Stupid bitch.
But yeah, that's all I got
You
for
got the kids last weekend.
Sorry. Yeah, he's I won't talk shit on him. I mean, is it when you talk
Sounds
shit on
cool as
him?
shit.
It's kind of weird because it's actually very weird because Krampus almost has more of a, or equal to, a moral compass as Santa Claus.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically the same thing, except for one punishes you and like one like rewards you.
Well, that's the only bad part about Krampus is like Saint Nicholas. You get gifts. You get gifts. You get
kisses in your mouth when you're asleep.
You get gifts. You get gifts if you're good. You get a lump of coal if you're bad. Krampus, you get nothing if you're good, and you get kidnapped and eaten if you're bad.
Yeah.
It's really extreme on one of those ends. But it's just kind of bullshit. Like, he should have... Are there good things that Krampus gives you, too?
He'll let you live.
Life is the best gift. What does Krampus... That's his grandpa.
I mean, he might give you stuff. I don't... From what... I mean, it was kind of a hard thing to research because every culture has their own thing going for it.
I accidentally typed in, what does grandpa give you if you're good?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. I don't think the listeners want to know either.
I don't want to know. Okay. Oh my God, that's what Grandpa gives you. I'm gonna exit out of that.
Yeah, that's on your search history. The FBI is coming for you.
I'm just kidding. No, I couldn't find anything, but yeah, life is good.
I felt like you were trying to you thought you knew of something. Do you know of something I don't know?
No, but I felt like he gave you like a strudel. I feel like he left something, right?
Might have.
Maybe he just leaves your schnapps and he's like, you could finish that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he parties with you.
Gives you a disease off that schnapps.
Or like maybe he leaves you like a bell.
Yeah.
Maybe that like a bell off of his stick. Off his bell stick.
Did I ever tell you this?
What?
Should have told this one in the beginning. My mom found this like super like old leathery like bell that was ripped off of something, and she like left on the deck once, and I definitely thought Santa was real for way too long because of that.
Oh, she did that in to try to trick you, or just
yeah,
like
to make it seem like that it was happening.
That's a cool move, actually. I I wouldn't even be ashamed of that. That's like a really fun thing.
It fucked me up real good.
I like those families that do the tiny little like footprint and they put like powdered sugar around or like like snow where it makes it look like it kind of doesn't make sense because literally it looks like they stepped in the house and then it snowed around their foot and then they stepped in the house and it snowed around their foot unless it's like the snow's falling off of them.
It could be like a White Walker situation where the snow follows Santa.
True. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I feel bad for his house. His floors are always buckled probably. Okay, and I think that does it for our Christmas episode of Camp Strange. We really do hope you're all having a Merry Christmas and you had a Happy Hanukkah and whatever other holidays you celebrate. Maybe some Kwanzaa, some Krampusness. And yeah, we love it when you guys listen, and we love that you guys love listening. We don't know if you love listening, but
they do it as self-punishment.
We like that you listen. So go to campstrange.com for any hyperlinks to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. That's where we're most active. We post stuff all the time on there. Twitter, Facebook. I don't know. I just feel like Twitter's still kicking, but Facebook's like dead, man. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have it, so every time we post something, it just automatically goes to Facebook.
Yeah, sometimes I don't post it on Facebook, but I just forget. But it's always on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram.
That's the good one.
You could contact us. We don't really check the other two, so just contact us through Instagram if you want to, or or also send us more of your strange, spooky, weird, scary, funny stories that have happened to you to our email at campstrangepodcast@gmail.com, or it is also on our website under the contact link. We got merch if you want to buy merch for Christmas, whatever. Any of that stuff you could find there, and I think that wraps it up for today, Yeah, David, do you have anything to say?
No, just happy holidays, folks. Love y'all.
Yeah.
All y'all.
We hope you're having a good time.
Except for David Ledwith, who don't love that guy, because I think for about a month and a half we've tried to get him to be a guest on it, and he always has some piss poor excuse.
Because he's a coward.
He's a big coward.
Yeah, so if you see David Ledwith, most of you don't know who that is, but if you ever see him, call him a coward to his face.
If you have his phone number, just text him the word coward.
He
loves
Krampus is coming with a stick to jam it over his ass. And he's losing all the bells up in there.
Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of bells. You're going to hear David coming from a mile away.
Well, that was a merry way to end that episode. So, like I say in all of them, don't forget to stay merry.